Hey guys, welcome into the Jury Duty podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsay, and that is my co-host Bestie on the podcast and in real life, Miss Kimberly. How
True
are
story.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling really good today. I have been seeing that we've got some new subscribers,
Yay!
some comments, and I want to stop really here just to do some housekeeping really, really fast.
Housekeep away.
Okay. We have a friend. His name is Badaspirin48. He's a little upset.
It's a solid handle, though.
It is. It's not a bad one. I like it.
That's another great band name.
I thought the same thing too.
Good job.
Badaspirin. Maybe not 48, but Badaspirin.
Just Badaspirin. All lowercase.
So he thinks we're boring and we yak. So.
Oh boy.
Here's my thought.
This really hurts.
We didn't have a musical guest. We didn't have anything that may have kept his attention. He may have not realized he clicked on a podcast. And that's the premise. Fault.
That is the premise. Yeah.
Oh. So, Badaspirin.
I'm so sorry.
I also saw that you're a subscriber of ours. So, please stay with us. Hopefully, you will see that we are delightful. And I hope you have the day that you deserve.
I also hope you don't mind me busting your chops because I don't not do that. And I'll murder a double negative to make my point. But for you, we will try to keep it to one yak. Not two yaks, not yakety yakking, just one single solitary yak. And we hope you will stick around and we'll find a way to entertain you.
Yeah. Badaspirin. We love you.
I love your name, though, for real. That is a band.
That is a band.
That is a band in my head now.
Okay, so if you have not seen our last video about the Pike County massacre, go back and click away on that one. That one was a pretty good one. We ranted, we had some tangents, but it was delightful. It was a delightful conversation.
It was like an energy cleanse, if I knew what that was, if that's a thing.
Energy cleanse, like, yeah, it was like I feel that. I couldn't describe that term, but I get that.
It was like chakras or something. Not to call all of that junk science, I just don't know how it works. So if you practice Reiki, maybe you can help me.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Yeah, it was like a nice, vibey trash talk.
Yeah, and shout out to my mother-in-law because she watched
trash talk. Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yeah. But no, shout out to my mother-in-law because she's like, what if that judge hears you? And I'm like,
oh God, I hope he does.
I hope he does. Take heed.
Hoping and praying.
Yeah.
If ever a time thoughts and prayers did anything for anyone right now.
Should we have a moment of silence? Should we have a moment of silence for the judge?
I told him to bite me, so here we go again. I don't hear the angels singing yet.
Okay. We're good.
It's okay. Speaking of angels.
You guys.
I know.
We have another rogue granny.
Granny's gone wild.
Granny's gone wild, but not in the way that you think, okay?
I'm not even sure I want to picture the way that you might be thinking.
No, thank
you. If it's your Jim Jam, I'm not going to yuck your
yum.
yum.
Yuck someone's yum.
Never. You do you, babes.
But we are not going to entertain that.
I mean, it would be OnlyFans if we did. So we're not there. We're not.
No.
It's not. We're not.
Mm-mm. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So if you guys have heard of this, they have coined themselves the God's Misfits. Now, I will say this before we kind of go down this road, that they call themselves God's Misfits. Now, God's Misfits is actually a thing.
Is it like it's a ministry, right?
Their head pastor his name is Pastor Squirrel.
Hi, Sister Chipmunk. Nice to see you. Sorry.
We're not making this up.
I'll see myself
Squirrel.
out. I'm sorry.
Off
it's
you
not
go.
Funny. This is not, but this is funny. The situation's not funny, but I can't.
The situation's not funny.
Do people look him dead in the eyes and say, "What's up, squirrel?" My brother.
I met someone 2
my
days
brother
ago.
in Christ. Sorry.
Oh no, we're gonna get canceled.
Cancel me. I don't care.
We're too young on YouTube to get canceled.
We haven't lived a life yet. If we get canceled, can we get it like a violent cancellation so we can get a Dateline episode?
Really see us through with the cancellation.
Oh, Lindsay's my legacy contact on Facebook, so I should probably change that.
Hey, I met someone 2 days ago whose name was Moose.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So anyways, we have Pastor Squirrel, his wife Sunshine, and...
Sorry. I can't take that seriously.
Is this on the blooper reel?
No, this is definitely staying. You guys, this is already off the rails and it's my fault.
For the church called God's Misfits, we have Pastor Squirrel with his wife Sunshine talking about their ministry in... I need a drink.
Pastor Squirrel and his wife Sunshine. Sounds like we're talking about going to play a game.
Like we're on acid.
We're gonna go play a game of hee haw in the holler later.
We're gonna be honky tonkin'.
Where are the dueling banjos when you need them? We're not important enough to have a gag reel, so we're gonna have to keep this in so we can share this joy with other people.
Pastor Squirrel and his wife Sunshine were honky tonkin' in the backyard at their bonfire. Sacrificing goats.
My face is Jesus, sacrificing goats. Oh my god. Okay. My face hurts. All right, I'm not gonna laugh anymore when we say I can't say you.
Okay, I gotta start over. I don't even know where we are. Okay.
We were literally just talking. All you got to was. So I don't know if you've heard about this story. As far as we got.
All right, I'm starting over. All right, so if you have heard of God's Misfits, you've probably heard about these two ladies who were red rummed back in March 30th. So I know some of you listen while driving or while you're doing something, but if you're driving and want to pause for a second and when you can see this, so like this kind of makes more sense to you, this is one to kind of watch.
Yeah.
Do you see Miss Lady on the bottom left?
Hard to miss her.
That is Grandma, Tiffany Adams, okay?
Tiffany with one F.
We have one F.
Hi, one F Tiffany. Nice to meet you.
Okay, up above her is her boyfriend named Tad. The two on the side are married.
Dude on the bottom right looks like Yosemite Sam.
He kind of does. Those are the Twimbleys, Cole and Cora.
This
Veronica
beautiful young lady is Veronica.
Yes. The one on the left is Veronica. She had 2 kids with Tiffany's son. Tiffany's son's name is Wrangler Rickman. I know.
I'm sorry. Oh, this is going to be a test of my fortitude today.
I know. Wrangler was Veronica's boyfriend for a very long time. They had 2 kids together. Obviously, it didn't work out. And they had a lot of custody issues. With Tiffany, she had gotten herself involved and said that there was SA situations with a member of Veronica's family with Veronica's children, Tiffany's grandchildren. She alerted the courts. The courts got involved and said that she could have supervised visits at that point. And it's kind of not really known as to kind of, if there was like an investigation going on, kind of how long this had been happening, but this is all relevant to the story. Veronica has supervised visits. Jillian is the court-appointed supervisor. They're not friends. But yes, that's the only way they know each other. Tiffany's son, Wrangler, gotten the police involved a few times because Tiffany would not give his kids back to him on several occasions. Everyone's kind of had not the best experience with Tiffany at this point when it involves the kids. March 30th, Veronica goes and picks up Jillian, and they are on their way to go pick up Veronica's kids at Tiffany's place. I did not know this, but Wrangler was actually at a rehab facility during this time.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that because when I heard about this story, I was wondering where he was during this.
That's why his mother was.
Right. Exactly. So
is this not the motliest crew you've ever seen, though? I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks like an AARP chain gang.
Now that I'm looking at their faces, it kind of does.
Okay, I'm done.
Veronica goes and picks Jillian up to go do her visit. They're driving. The short of it is they created a barrier, ambushed them.
On the road.
We showed you the 4, but there was a 5th one that a few weeks after those 4 got arrested, a 5th one got arrested. His name's Paul Grice. They were so brutally murdered that it almost gives me the ick to go into detail.
Yeah, we can skip that part if you want.
So let's skip that. Paul had told those 4 that he had red rummed people in the past over SA. And there were a lot of people who didn't know how Paul got involved with these other misfits. That's how they knew each other, was from church.
Okay.
They met each other at church. So there is a search for these 2 ladies for about 2 weeks. And police finally find them where even the people who live in this place call it no man's land. It's on a piece of property. Bodies are found in a freezer that are buried. Long story short, the police arrest those 4. They all get separated, arrested. A few weeks later, they arrest Paul. Paul starts singing like a bird. He had a hearing. He said that he told the God's Misfits that he had killed over SA before, but he told the police that he never had.
Well, I mean, sounds like a flex to me, but...
But the way that he described in this hearing how he red rummed those 2, I don't know how any human does that. Yeah, so at this hearing, they didn't have cameras in the courtroom, but it was reported that both Veronica and Jillian's family had to be restrained, hearing these stories of how their loved one was
butchered.
Yeah.
Like overkill. Extreme overkill.
I've never heard of someone unaliving an animal in those ways.
Right. And what's confusing for me is when you see something like overkill or things that require you to be in close proximity to your victim, which is what's so fascinating about the Idaho case.
Yeah.
Guns, any projectiles, explosive,
stun guns.
All of those things don't require you to be in close proximity. Strangulation, stabbing, these things you have to be in someone's intimate space. And you have to have a literal hands-on role in their unaliving. How you can even just asphyxiate someone is beyond me, but to then butcher somebody, that's mind-blowing by itself. Usually when you see this excessiveness, it's because it's personal. It's rage. It is deeply personal. I don't recall a case where this is a totally unrelated person, maybe not unrelated, but someone that doesn't have a bone to pick with you, so to speak, doing the dirty work that goes to this extreme. That makes no sense pathologically whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
None.
Mm-mm.
But it's mind-blowing, and it's really, really sad. I'd want to flip a table too if I were them.
100%. And here's the thing. There's not a ton to report on this one just yet.
Right.
I know that some of them are talking. Some people in their family are talking. Kimberly, I would be shocked if any of these went to trial.
Yeah, because didn't 2 of them already say, yep, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We were involved. I mean, it's kind of like Piketon all over again, where you've got enough snitching that you can make a pretty decent case, and it all kind of falls apart like a house of cards. But I don't think we'll see trials, or not all of them, at least.
Yeah, well, some of them have made deals to stay off of death row.
This looks familiar, but sure.
I know. So what is interesting to me is all of these grandparents.
And it's grandmothers.
Yeah.
It's not even
Adelson,
grandfathers. It's grandmothers.
Adelson.
Wagner. Whatever Tiffany with 1 F's last name
Adams.
is.
Yeah. Here's the thing, people, and I want this to go on the internet. I don't think that any good can come from taking your grandkids' parent who they love.
No.
And thinking that if they go away, they'll be better because they have you.
Right. There's an interesting psychological pathology there. And I think it's grandmothers more so than grandfathers, because it's the sense,
grandfathers.
It's the sense of entitlement that's being mistaken for responsibility, exerting this degree of unhealthy control, especially if their adult children aren't capable, or subjectively aren't capable, just like in this case. They believe subjectively that someone is unfit and that the child will suffer, and that's just, it's tunnel vision. You are my enemy, blah, blah, blah. They take matters into their own hands, and they truly believe that they'll get away with it because they absolutely know it's wrong. They absolutely know the consequences of their actions, Angela Wagner, but they do it anyway, and they're not smart about it. But I think that's what it is. I think from a motherly standpoint, way too far on that whole like mother's love spectrum. You take it down a couple notches, okay? But it's entitlement that's being mistaken for this moral high ground obligation because you know what's best and you can take care of it. I also heard, might be a segue, I also heard that the original plan was to throw an anchor onto her windshield. Wild. You could, I'm not saying you should go do this, but you could shoot someone in the dead of night, walk in from a grocery store and be done with it. An anchor?
I read about that. So here's what's interesting. So they were going to go on this overpass. Apparently, there are things that fall over that overpass all the time. So if they had thrown an anchor, a rock, whatever.
How would you explain an anchor, though, falling from an overpass? Rocks. Okay, maybe if there's rocks that get kicked up along the...
Yeah.
An anchor does not just throw itself off an overpass. And it's 2025. It was 2024 when this happened. Cameras, man. Everywhere.
I know. Well, and that their thought was...
What if they didn't get her car? What if they hit someone else?
I know.
Sorry. It's such a stupid plan.
Well, we're dealing
They
with
went with an
people.
even dumber one that was gruesome and disgusting. None of this is smart, but like, where are they sourcing? Okay. Can I give you a theory really quick?
I love it.
I'm gonna pop a picture up on the screen. It is Bugs Bunny on a Harley. This is some Acme BS. They're getting their ideas from their philosophical source of joy, which is apparently Looney Tunes. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about the anchor, and then I'm thinking about an anvil, and I'm thinking about how, Wile E. Coyote just oh my God, this is where they're getting
going somewhere else.
Their primary source material is Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Sorry, that was a light bulb moment that I just had. just
That
extra.
makes sense. That was really good.
I don't know. I have a headache, so maybe having a headache just makes my
You have the
line of
birds
thinking about
singing and
little
going over
birds are
your
singing.
head.
I don't know what that just clicked for me when you're like over the overpass. I'm like, where have I seen that before? Definitely in some Bugs Bunny. And the fact that this is on their website. Oh gosh. I feel like I just unlocked a part of the Matrix or something. I don't even know if that makes sense because I didn't finish the Matrix. I couldn't finish it.
No,
Cancel me later.
Yeah. Well, to that God's Misfits credit, not the people, but the church.
Also a great band name, God's Misfits.
Also great band name. They said that they have no affiliation with them. They don't condone this kind of behavior. Like, they've made it a statement that's like, this is not...
Maybe this is a different God's Misfits, and they just stole the name.
Well, apparently they were they made it clear that they were followers of that.
Oh, never mind. I was trying to play devil's advocate for you people, but you just can't have me do that, can you?
Devil's advocate, Kimberly, come on.
I try.
I know.
Whatever.
So anyway, the next hearing is set for February 19th. It's an evidentiary hearing. I think we are going to have some deals being made because everyone is going to throw the other one under the bus. And I think everyone's trying to not get the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
This is easily death penalty worthy. And
100%.
Yeah. Poor Veronica and Jillian. Like, nobody deserves to be unalived that way. And Jillian was just...
She was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh.
Just... There's really no... I'm going to run out of ways to say how terrible things are, how awful they are, how sad there's just... I'm running out of words because this shouldn't be happening this much. When we boil it down to the brass tacks, this is just...
It's terrible.
We shouldn't have any business being on the internet talking about this because there should not be any kind of model for it. We should not have true crime because that means that crime happening around us is so fantastical and so outrageous and so frequent and deliberate and common that here we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, this one needed to be put out there.
It's picking up some speed. I've seen some other people talking about it too, but
I've seen other people talking about it. I've been kind of following this one because, I remember when they went missing, it was almost like they vanished into thin air. Like, no one knew where they went. They didn't know what happened to them. But, unfortunately,
they didn't have to wonder for that. They didn't do a great job with the scene.
The police.
I have the hiccups now. No, the hillbilly violin quartet that we were just looking at. Gosh. Okay. There's blood. Wasn't there like blood? Leave part of a weapon. Make it look like someone was abducted from this car. Good job.
So there was blood next to their car that was found, and they went to a couple different places where they saw like footprints and tire tracks and stuff like that. But
thank God for stupid criminals.
Yeah. Yeah. This was in the middle of nowhere, and I think they thought no one would have found them. No one would have even looked there. So
they chose a terrible time if literally she goes missing from an unrequited child custody swap. Hello, big red flags. I'm on my way to do child custody stuff with my ex-boyfriend's mom.
Gosh.
I wonder if that could be part of the reason. Like, just thank God for stupid criminals, because at least they figured it out, and these two poor, beautiful souls can be sort of at peace and put to rest. But
first of all, like I said before, if you think that your grandkids are going to be better off with one of their parents gone, no. If you don't like what's happening, don't like what's going on, act like an adult. Let's start there. You know what to do if you're an adult and something like this is happening. Obviously, the dad, Tiffany's son, was having to call the police to get his kids back from her. But at the same time, also he was at a rehab center, so that probably wasn't the best environment for him to beat those kids to be in.
Well, right. I'm sure there will be, if there's trials, there'll be plenty of backstory and context for that. I'm sure she didn't want her children going wherever they were going because of drug-seeking behavior, whatever the abuse of substances, whatever it was. I'm sure that's just a tragic piece of this whole story.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. There isn't a lot to be reported on other than keep this one on your radar.
Yes.
Like I said, I would be kind of surprised if we saw a trial. We may see one.
Yeah, I feel like the unrelated married couple might be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Mm-hmm. Let's take our chances here, because I don't know what their involvement, who did what. I mean, other than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they've already snitched or confessed. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. This is why we wanted to bring this case to all of you, so that you can also start doing your own research, because there's still plenty to uncover here.
Yeah. And again, I did not want to go down the manner of death, because it just gave me the ick to have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But it was just really all a tragedy, honestly. I mean, these were well-loved women, and this was totally senseless. So hang in there and keep watching this. We will keep you posted and updated on it. I want to see it through. I'm super interested to see if we go to trial, if deals are made, if any other information has come out. And
if you're following and you have some interesting tidbits and bits for us to look at, or information you want to share about it, maybe we missed something entirely, I'm sure we did, please drop it in a comment and let us know.
Yeah. Or if we've yacked too long.
Yeah, I promised one yak. I don't know. This is a shorter video than usual, because we yak a lot, but
yeah, I think we're going to try and keep
the riot act has been read.
Yes. Bad aspirin. We see you. So I think we're going to try and keep our podcast to 30-ish minutes, God willing.
We'll try.
Yeah, we'll try.
You can see how long it is before you click on it. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. Take it in 2 pieces. Yeah. And we're kind of in this weird stage right now with some of these cases where it's like
nothing's happening.
Or
everything's happening.
Trials are kind of creeping in and starting or getting pushed back. So we're like in this weird space right now. So
we're going to lean into some more fun stuff too. Just because we need to cut this up a little bit, or I'm not going to be like live, laugh, love. I'm going to be like lemon zesty, depressy, like all kinds of weird. So we'll have a little fun too.
And we might be working on a special project with one of your favorite.
Speaking of special, allegedly shirt from Mr. Politan. I will link his merch store below. I finally got my shirt. I love it.
Help him out, guys. He's delightful.
He is delightful.
So yeah, we might be working on a special little project with one of your faves. Mm-hmm. So stay with us. Kimberly, do you want to show our friends out?
So listen, I say this a lot, and we still have sort of this whole job security thing, even though no one pays us. So that means you're not making good choices. But if you are, keep making good choices, because we're so proud of you. And if you don't, we might talk about them on the internet. So make good choices, and we'll see you next time.
Start over. We're so stupid.
We're so extra.
We have no business being on the internet.